First home buyers rushing for units. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I have my stein of coffee and I thought we'd have a look at this article from news.com.au because it's discussing, apparently, there were queues of first home buyers for units at Potts Point. Now, before we go through this article here, and I'm just going to move it over so I can make sure you can see it, let's have a look at the Property Council of Australia, their data room, just so we can get a bit of perspective. A perspective on the price guide that they're putting forward here and how it relates to, well, to the median price, the average price. So anyone can get access to this. Okay, median residential unit value. And I'll need a shot of coffee. Now this data is from March this year, so it's not the latest. It's not the latest, but the median price in Sydney is 708,000. The weighted average in Australia is just 575. Melbourne is 575. Oh, sorry, the weighted average is $493 higher than Melbourne. So Melbourne's at the weighted average, and then you keep going down, seeing the other ones. You know, Brisbane with 390. Now, if we jump over here, we can see a few other things. Property prices. Since 2006, they've shot up. So you'd have people now, 2020, they would have been born in 2000, and they might just be starting to enter the housing market. It must just be starting to enter uni. I remember the first time I was teaching a class at QT, it was about 3D modeling, and we had to model up Star Wars ships, you know, in 3D Max, a computer modeling package. And a lot of the people there thought Star Wars, I was referring to the new ones. They didn't know when I showed them a TIE fighter. It's a little worrying. Made me feel old. But we can see here property prices have gone up. We can also see unit price growth has not been uniform. But Potts Point, it seems to be in one of those nice little green areas in Sydney. You know, we're not talking slumming it out the west, everyone. So why would a property in Potts Point be advertised $50,000 below the median price for a price guide? To get people rushing in? To get people rushing in? Or do people want to get out while the getting's good? So, first home buyers, perhaps fed up with isolation with mum and dad or their flatmates, queued down the stairs for a unit in a popular spot with an attractive price guide on Saturday. First time I read this, I thought down the street. And you know, where's the pictures? Pictures, or it didn't happen. So, first home buyers, perhaps fed up with isolation with mum or dad. I mean, yeah, well, no, that's true. A lot of people have moved home. I mean, I've got some good news from a personal front. Our sister-in-law, my sister-in-law who's moved in to save money, cut her costs. She's managed to, you know, she's pretty much debt-free, so she's a smart girl already. She's managed to save up an emergency fund and she's building up other reserves, which is encouraging, really encouraging to see. Because I had a friend ask me, you know, don't you get depressed with all of your videos that you're putting out? And I go, no, I mean, sure, we'll go through tough times, but good times will come out of it afterwards. It's necessary. So maybe if anyone else has good news stories like that, please share them with me so I can drop them into videos. Just to let everyone know that some people are, you know, turning a corner through all of this. For some people, a big recession could be the best thing that ever happened to them. Could be the slap in the face they need to wake up and jump off the, you know, the treadmill of just chasing constantly more crap. Anyway, the one bedroom for 650 grand. Wow. There we go. Now we know why it's $650 for one bedroom. I guess for a young couple you could live in there, but still, even when Rachel and I were first just together, we needed 2 bedrooms just so you had more space. The 1-bedroom Art Deco unit in Hughes Street, Potts Point, has a $650 guide ahead of a July 18th auction via McGrath agents Richard Bovary and Matthew Alderton. We had 31 groups through, and they were all lining up wanting to come in the door. I haven't seen that since before the pandemic, he said. The apartment, which would have been priced higher pre-pandemic, would have been priced higher than that, is on the top floor of a charming boutique block of just 12. But it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea. And there you go. There's the entrance. Oh, and that's lovely. That is lovely entrance to a one-bedroom place. Are your doors bigger than half your apartment? I mean, there you go. Nice modern kitchen. Pretty tight, but it's all you need. Better than our old kitchen we have at the moment. It's not huge. It's just 41 square meters internally, though there is a sunroom. Okay, so just 41 square meters. Is that going to be enough to even get a mortgage? I thought there were certain areas that they wouldn't lend on. There's no off-street parking, but you won't really need a car. Walk, catch a train or a bus. Well, yeah, at Potts Point you could. I imagine you could do that if you're living in the city. His explanation for the apartment's popularity is the shortage of stock. There's not a whole lot on the market, he said. Low stock levels. That's what's causing it. Well, why do we have low stock levels? Because we're not getting people forced to sell. We're not getting people forced to sell. How many people do you think have investment properties in this area? In this area that could be just holding on, waiting. They've got their job keeper. You know, they have their mortgage holiday. Well, how many of them will be Airbnbs they're holding on and waiting? That's the thing. We're not going to see what's going to happen. If now they're already discounting, if now he's admitted this discounted, and we can see here it's already below the Sydney median, or the average. What's it going to be? What's it going to be when the market starts to increase, when supply starts to increase because people are forced to? The swarm of mainly young first-timers were captivated by the open layout, high ceilings, bright and airy rooms, and the wide picture windows letting in plenty of light. That's the thing. Having high ceilings makes a big difference, even just for storage or possibility of having triple bunks for kids. Although most were first home buyers, he had a few investors too attracted by the good rent. It had recently been rented out for $525 a week. That may be down to $500 post-pandemic. So, $500 a week, $650,000 property, and then all of the other maintenance costs and fees and charges associated with it. The vendors are UK-based Aussie expats Richard and Sarah Burton, who are looking to sell their investment property because they're coming home and want to use the funds for a larger residence. CoreLogic records they paid $555 in 2014. So if they get out with $100,000 profit, that might cover some of the interest costs they've paid on the loan for it. Although the owners organised to have the apartment freshened up with a paint job and renovations were done prior to purchase. Okay, so you got your washing machine there. They've got a little freezer there, it looks like. I mean, it's a small little one-bedroom place, and they've obviously staged it, which always helps. But the kitchen still looks slick, with its Caesar's own bench tops and quality smeg appliances. There you go. You know, some young stonemason may have died for that bench top. That's kind of harsh. I know I shouldn't, but silicosis is a big issue, guys, and it's just coming more and more in the media. It's heartbreaking, really. People younger than me. First home buyers looking should be able to finance the apartment since it's above the 40 square meter threshold that most banks demand in the Potts Point neighborhood. Okay, so 40 square meters is the threshold. And they'd be entitled to the stamp duty exemption should it sell below $650 and a discount as long as it's below $800. Oh, how nice. How nice. The government isn't taxing you. Bloody hell. I mean, there are plenty of smaller options available in the neighborhood. Boverine and Ollerton have one that's just 33 square meters for sale at $630, although first home buyers may struggle to get bank finance. 33 square meters. They'd need for mum and dad to fork out a hefty deposit. At the other end of Potts Point Elizabeth Bay Market, some larger homes are naturally taking a little longer to move. I mean, there you go, there's a house. 5-bedroom, 1884 house. What do you reckon, guys? Jump on that one? I don't think this is the average. This ain't a specky we're talking about here. These aren't speckies. The circa 1884 5-bedroom Barnclue house on a 668 square meter north-facing block had a big turnout on its June 2nd auction, but a month later is still available via Jamie Upton of Sotheby's. The owner is an architect, Simon Glasson, who is these days also known as director of International Wave Tour. He and his brother, Rupert Glasson, purchased both of the hall houses 8 years ago. Simon spent the last 8 years painstakingly restoring this piece of Australian history himself. The asking price is 5.5. Well, there you go, guys. 5.5 million? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? So there we have it, everyone. There we have it. I'd say a little bit of a fluff piece. A little bit of a fluff piece. With some positivity for the market. But hidden behind the first home buyers lining up for a unit is the fact that prices are falling. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Do you think we'll see more people exiting the market, either using the money for other property or getting out while they still can? What's going to happen if supply increases, everyone, if prices are already falling now? But don't worry, property always goes up. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us via our affiliate links at Amazon or eBay or Independent Reserve and Kucoin. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time.